Hey there, and welcome to The Explainer. Transforming an ordinary yard into a cozy, rustic paradise really isn't just about planting a few flowers. It's actually about curating history. Today, we're breaking down a comprehensive guide on the absolute latest vintage decorating concepts to help you build a true outdoor sanctuary. So let's dive right in and explore how we can weave together architectural elements, rich patina, and organic textures into a landscape that feels intentionally designed but also completely timeless. A cozy and rustic paradise, a warm and welcoming atmosphere. Now, that right there is our North Star for today. Look, as garden enthusiasts, we all know we aren't just putting plants in the ground, right? We're curating a highly tactile, sensory experience. We want that feeling where the exact moment you step outside, the whole outside world just kind of fades away. It's really about creating a profound sense of place that instantly lowers your heart rate and anchors you right to the present moment. Charm with vintage decorations, adding nostalgia to your yard. The sheer power of unexpected items is absolutely transformative in a landscape. Seriously, think about old wooden crates or classic vintage bicycles. They can suddenly become these stunning focal points that completely break up the visual monotony of your traditional garden beds. Imagine stacking weathered crates to create tiered, high-drainage planters. You're utilizing vertical space and adding some really cool structural geometry. Or what about leaning an old vintage bicycle against a large oak tree, just letting creeping ivy naturally reclaim the spokes? It's all about taking these utilitarian, historical items and literally weaving them directly into your living landscape. We're relying on that beautiful contrast between industrial patina and soft organic foliage to really draw the eye. So what exactly do we mean by vintage charm? Well, it's all about adding a touch of nostalgia to your outdoor space to create a warm and welcoming atmosphere. And these pieces, they do so much more than just sit there. They actively craft a mood by giving the illusion of age. A weathered piece of decor basically anchors the whole space, making a brand new garden feel like it's been thriving in love for generations. It grounds the design. When you introduce materials that have literally already endured the elements, like chipped paint, oxidized metal, or beautifully silvered wood, you instantly strip away that sterile feeling of a brand new installation. You give the garden an immediate soul and a real established footprint. Natural and organic elements, building the rustic foundation. Okay, so a truly rustic garden absolutely requires a strong organic foundation, and specific base materials actually map directly to the emotional vibe of your space. Take stone, for example. It brings a deeply grounding, relaxing presence, kind of like a simple rough-hewn flagstone pathway, winding its way intentionally through some wild ornamental grasses. Then we have wood, which adds this warm, peaceful texture. Think reclaimed trellises or maybe a cedar pergola that's just going to gray beautifully over time. And plants, obviously, bring that essential, kinetic, organic energy. Balancing these three core elements, that's the secret sauce. It creates a genuinely authentic environment that feels way less like it was built and way more like it just naturally evolved straight from the earth. Adding your personal touch. DIY garden decor. Now, a garden definitely needs your unique design DNA to feel completely authentic. So step 1, choose a creative project like a DIY planter. Think about maybe upcycling an old galvanized tin bucket and allowing those rusted edges to brilliantly contrast with the soft, delicate textures of trailing florals. Pretty cool, right? Step 2, build a homemade garden sign. Grab some scrap wood and weather-resistant paint, and you can stylishly mark your heirloom herbs or guide your visitors down a little hidden garden path. And then step 3, just step back and add your unique personal touch to the whole space. These custom touches are so vital because they break you away from that generic catalog aesthetic. They make sure your landscape reflects your individual creativity and your own personal connection to the space. The ultimate relaxation spot, creating a cozy seating area. Listen up, because a cozy seating area is absolutely essential. Seriously, no way around it. All those carefully sourced vintage crates, those beautifully hand-laid stone pathways, and the custom planters, they are completely wasted if you don't have a dedicated place to actually sit back and appreciate them. Comfortable, stylish seating is literally the critical component that transforms your garden from just another chore you have to maintain into a true sanctuary you actually enjoy. Whether that's a weathered teak bench perfectly positioned under the canopy of a nice shade tree, or maybe some heavy wrought iron chairs surrounding a sunken fire pit, you absolutely must design a destination point within your landscape. A spot that practically begs you to pause, relax, and just soak in the environment. Transform your outdoor space, bringing it all together. So, we've explored the core concepts behind these vintage and rustic decorating ideas today. Layering those nostalgic pieces, grounding the entire space with natural stone and wood, and capping the whole thing off with essential destination style seating. You now have the blueprint to really elevate your landscape. So, I want you to look out at your own yard right now. Which vintage piece will you use to start transforming your garden today? Will it be that old bicycle gathering dust in the garage, or maybe a set of beautifully rustic crates you grabbed from a local flea market? The choice is entirely yours, and the possibilities, well, they are absolutely beautiful. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Get out there and happy gardening.